Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Who do we have?
Hello. My name
Who are
is
you?
Vanessa.
Your name is Vanessa, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, how do we know you, Vanessa?
We work together, Vishal.
That's true.
Yeah.
We did work together. For how long? Let's see. I started back in 2021, and then up until, so that was like what, almost 2 years on the dot. Yeah. Vanessa was actually like the first person who like taught me something. Like we had our entry level, or like when we started, we had our like intro learning courses. Like they taught us general information for like a week, and then they just like shipped me off. They're like, all right, Vanessa, you're gonna teach him things.
Oh. Gotcha.
I was the trainer.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the trainer.
Yeah, it was
I
like
see.
what, like an hour or two a day, like of your dedicated time, and then like I had like random videos to watch for the rest of it, because you had trained another one of our friends before that.
Makes sense. Okay, now do me. How do you know me?
I was like, what? Another one of our coworkers. This is her husband.
Whoa.
So we met through climbing, basically.
Mhm.
Actually, I think the first time I met you was at a party.
Oh,
It
big
was
party.
Vishal's party.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was my
yeah,
party.
yeah.
Yes, it was
Oh.
your party.
So
Yeah.
I like heard about you from Vishal, and he was saying like, "Oh, you didn't talk," and then
Vanessa.
sure enough, you didn't talk. Like I remember it was just me and Ruth talking, and then Paul was just standing there, kind of.
At the
Yeah.
beginning,
Yeah.
and that changed.
I mean, that night he didn't really say much.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you only say things to me that night? I feel like you were whispering in my ear like all night long.
What did he say?
He was just like, Vishal, go do this. And they were just like the most out of pocket things I've ever heard.
No, I wasn't even talking with you either, because I was talking to some of your other random friends there.
Okay.
Yeah, you were distracted.
I'm talking about when we
Bye.
went out.
Oh, yeah, you were distracted.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, this is Vanessa.
Yeah.
We work together, and she knows Ruth. But yeah, what have you thought about the podcast so far? What do you think about our vision of the podcast?
It's fun to see other people's episodes.
When do you watch it?
Usually while I'm cooking and like eating.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you actually like absorb what we're saying, or is it just more like a nice background noise? It's like we're in your house right now and just like talking in the back.
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
Okay, quiz.
What happened at 15 minutes into episode 2?
What was the first topic we talked about with Newton? I'm kidding. I don't remember either. Yeah.
But what do you think about being on the podcast? Did you think you would ever like end up on a podcast?
No, and I didn't think I'd go so early.
Yeah, so we definitely got Vanessa in early. She tried her best to not come on this week.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think. Would you call Vanessa the mom of the group?
No.
No.
yeah, maybe.
What?
I think
Vanessa's
so.
always like the one pulling up with like the birthday cakes. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. Like the one who wants to plan events for the group.
yeah, but she's like the cool mom, you know. 'cause-
Yeah, like you give her a bottle of soju and like put her in the club. She'll like turn it down at
Oh no.
She's a cool mom.
You're the cool mom.
She'll go to
Vanessa.
rallies and she'll go to like, what's it called?
raves.
Not raves.
Oh,
You know, when there's a football game in the parking lot, what do you
like
call
tailgate.
Yeah, tailgate. The mom who would tailgate.
Oh,
I feel like, is that just because I'm the oldest female that it seems like I'm the mom?
I mean, I think you're definitely more responsible than most of the people. I mean, I think you're just a responsible person. Oh, do you not like that title? Okay, fair
Or
enough.
I've never been the mom of the group.
Really?
Hmm.
Maybe that means you've been nurtured by not being the mom in other groups. Like, I feel like the person who's a mom in the group is not necessarily the mom in all of the groups. But, like,
Yeah, mom's gotta let loose a little.
moms gotta have moms, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, they gotta have their own friends. But Vanessa to me is a very interesting character because, you know, when you just look at her, she seems like very, like, you know, the typical like Asian girl, you know, studious, you know, like probably she did do engineering. Yeah, she did do engineering. But you know, there are like little signs of like her rebelliousness. Like she's got multiple piercings.
Oh,
Like she's got dyed hair. You know, like
true.
she loves to dance.
Oh my god, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, like. So I remember the first few times I met Vanessa, I was just trying to figure out like who is this anyway? Like, is she a fun person? Is she I guess is she like a type A person?
Yeah, how would you describe yourself? Do you
Yeah.
think you're like type A or type B personality?
Define.
So like type A is like the
Analytical.
yeah, like super analytical, go get 'em, like
Yeah. Try hard.
super scrutinizing, try hard. No. So type 2, type B personality. Okay, fair enough. I think when I first met Vanessa, so even though we had known each other for like a while because she was my trainer, I didn't really talk to her outside of work. That was like the period of time where we were able to work hybrid. So at that time, I didn't really see Vanessa a lot because we were working remotely. And I wasn't staffed on any projects with her. So the first time I saw Vanessa like outside of work, I don't know, that was like probably like a year after I started.
Yeah, we didn't talk in the beginning.
Yeah, maybe not a year, but it had been a while. And I just remember, yeah, I mean, like she was super like confident at work, and I was like, she knew like all the things. Like my manager, like whenever I had questions, he would be like, "Go ask Vanessa." And I was like, "What?" But yeah, so I was just like, "Wow, Vanessa knows everything."
The
That
thing
was my
is,
first impression.
I don't know Vanessa in a work capacity.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, only as like a like recreational.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we play tennis, do
Yeah.
all that stuff, but
Climb.
yeah. I mean, I know for sure Ruth had a hard time pegging Vanessa as well because the first I guess one of the real times I met Vanessa was for Friendsgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, and I made alcoholic Jello shots. And the whole time, you know, Ruth was like, "Don't do this. Like, they're not those kind of people." I'm like, "Did you see her at the club? She for sure will like these Jello shots."
I didn't even dance that much that night. That was like the tamer.
Yeah,
Oh, that was the
you saw
tamest.
you saw the holiday party.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty close. I thought
fair
it was
enough.
pretty close. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so what have you been doing for fun nowadays?
Crocheting
Crocheting.
at home,
At home.
alone,
Oh god.
with no work.
Yeah, no work is nice. So why don't you have work to do, Vanessa?
I quit my job.
Wow.
I'm
See,
unemployed.
another thing that I didn't expect Vanessa to ever do.
Yeah, honestly, it takes like a lot
Really?
of confidence, I feel like, to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Typical.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me and my brother were talking about this, and we were like, maybe millennials don't have the mindset to quit their job, but more like Gen Z to do that. So he was like saying
So
maybe more people recently are quitting your job, and then everyone gets like.
But you're a millennial.
fueled. I mean, technically, I think they looked it up, and I was like the year of Gen Z, like the first
Oh.
year.
Okay.
Gen Z.
So you think or you associate yourself with Gen Z,
Well, not really. I mean,
right?
I grew up with my brother, so like music-wise, like other things are more millennial.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't feel like I really relate to the what's on TikTok or like the terms a lot, you know.
Interesting. So, like, what would you say excites you these days then? Like, I know you said that you crochet for fun. You like, I know we know you like traveling, but like, why keep like waking up in the morning? Like, what is exciting you?
The fact that I'm not working, I can
Wow.
literally do whatever.
Valid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
I
must,
don't know.
So that's interesting. So I think a lot of people when they like have this thought of not working, the uncertainty scares them. And it's interesting because I don't think you've ever come to me and said like, "Oh, I don't know what's like coming next." Like I remember like the period of time even between when I graduated college and like starting my job, even though I had a definitive date for starting work, like I just felt like empty. I was like,
Really?
I've got like there's no dependencies, like I don't have to be doing anything. It felt very uncomfortable for me. And maybe that's something about me, but I know other people have said that too, but it didn't seem like you felt that way. So,
Wait, that's the exciting part. You can do whatever you want.
I'm thinking of the first job out of college. I graduated in December.
Mm-hmm.
My starting day was like January 12th. And I had the option to choose. They were like, what day would you like to start?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, because you're graduating in winter, you can just take 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
join the rest of the people
Wow.
when they start in June, August, whenever. I was like, no, I'll do this immediately.
Yes.
Why did you not? You could have taken like a trip. I don't know, like
That
actually
didn't
taken a
excite
break.
me.
What? You don't like traveling?
I did a lot of traveling as a kid, so I feel like I'm all traveled out.
Where'd you go as a kid?
All the Southeast Asian countries. Like, since I was in Singapore, it was like I got to go to, I guess it was a very short plane ride to all the neighboring countries. Yeah, and my parents, they were really good about taking us on cruises, on like resorts in like Thailand, Indonesia. So I grew up doing all of that, and now it's, I don't know, I feel like my focus has changed a little.
Mm.
Yeah, did you guys travel a lot as kids?
I traveled quite a bit as a kid. I think a lot of it was like traveling to India, but we also had family just spread all over. So I think we did less traveling for the purpose of traveling and more of seeing family. And like they were conveniently in like nice locations. You know, like one of my uncles was in Sydney. So we like took a trip to
Nice,
Sydney.
nice.
And like we could justify it by we're seeing family, but you know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I think we traveled a lot, but I don't think I necessarily feel traveled out. I think it was really unique because traveling with your parents and traveling with your friends is so different.
Which do you prefer?
I see value in both. I think that it's like really cool. Obviously, it's like great to spend time with family. Especially, I think me and my family are pretty close. But you know, like you see a different side of a city. Like you can travel to the same place twice with two different groups of people and experience it two different ways.
Fair.
So I think with that regards, I think there's merit to both. Like if I'm like with my friends and we're visiting a city, we're not gonna do the things like, you know, we're not gonna go see museums necessarily. That's not what's happening, you know. Whereas like with my parents, we're like seeing more of the city, you know. I can afford some of the better food off.
I see.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but uncertainty. So you like the uncertainty then?
Wait, you didn't let her answer
Oh,
if she traveled a lot as a kid.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's like mid. Like some of it was family travel, or some of it would be like we went to some national parks in the U.S. or go visit like colleges and then hit up other cities as well. Because my brother's like 6 years older than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair.
So a lot of it was domestic.
Yes, or like China to see family.
Is your family unit the only unit that's not in China?
We have another aunt in Canada, but we're the only ones in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You spent quite a bit of time in Canada, didn't you?
It was like we moved when I was like 2.5
2.5.
to the Boston.
That's the thing about Vanessa. She wasn't born in the U.S.
Oh, you're born in Canada?
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
What's your passport right now?
Canadian and U.S.
Okay, now you're dual?
I have both, yeah.
Okay. Good, we can be friends.
I mean, this is the point of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Next time, show it to me. So I believe you.
That was always my like fun fact about myself, that I'm Canadian. Yeah. Like the work fun facts. You know?
Did people believe you? Did they like have a reason to distrust that?
No one asked me to show me their passport or my passport.
Vishal, you were born in Houston.
I was not born in Houston.
Where were you born?
I was born in Ohio.
Do you guys connect with the place you were born at in any capacity?
I also moved when I was pretty young, like 2. I think to make like formative memories, like I think you need to be at least like 5.
Yeah, but when you tell people I was born in Ohio or I was born in Canada, like do you like it inherently when you say it?
No, I think it would be different for me. Like if I was born in India and like still moved after 2 years, then like that's culturally significant, right? Like I'd be like, okay, like I started off in my motherland, but like Ohio means nothing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I agree with Vishal because I just tell people I grew up in Austin, which is true.
Oh, okay.
But I just kind of curse over the born part.
No,
same.
I do too. It's like there's this whole like mess of a story of where I was at what point in my life. So I just say, oh, I was here, then I was here, and now I'm here.
So where were you born?
I was born in Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
And then you went to
I like
Singapore?
saying it though. That's why. That's why I asked.
I mean, I guess Boston's a cool city.
It's a little gloomy for my taste, but I like the idea of Boston. It's like great schools, lots of history.
Yeah, but could you imagine like Ohio? Like, what city in Ohio?
Yeah, what city in Ohio?
I'm not gonna dox myself on the podcast. But
Don't tell me it's Cleveland.
no, it's not Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
Vanessa loves Cleveland,
Oh,
Ohio.
no.
But yeah. So, Vanessa,
Yes.
uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you figure out what you like do with each of your days? Like, you just like wake up and then like anything you want to do, you just do, or do you like plan them out, or how do you navigate uncertainty?
I mean, short term, it's not really uncertainty
Okay.
because it's just like there's a few things I need to do like every day. So once I do those, I can do whatever I want.
Okay.
So then I just cross them off and then.
So when you have your checklist, do you think you like quickly try to accomplish all three? Like, let's say you have 3 tasks. Are you like trying to check off 3 in the morning and then like you free up your afternoon, or do you like space them out? Like, how do you go about your day?
Yeah, I try to be productive in the mornings and
Okay.
then do whatever later. But
Oh.
Gotcha. And when you choose to do whatever, does that whatever get decided in advance, or it's once you do all of the things you need to do, it's what you're feeling?
yeah, what I'm feeling.
What you're feeling?
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Do you think the same is like, I know recently you've been going on, you just came back from a huge trip. I guess it's been what, a month since you
Yeah,
did
it's
that
been a
though?
while.
But did you do the same thing like when you travel, or do you like tend to find yourself planning an itinerary? Like,
Oh yeah, are you a planner?
Oh.
yeah.
I'm like half. Like I'll plan the big things I definitely want to hit, and then in between I'll like leave a big chunk of time for that, and then so while we're there we can like go off the rails and like go to little shops or whatever on the side. So it's like a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you plan for like free time as well.
Yeah.
Would you guys prefer traveling to cities, like urban environments,
Mhm.
or like resorts, like relaxing beachside?
Oh, city.
City?
Yeah, I think city.
Really?
I feel like resorts. I've never been to one, but
Oh,
I just imagine you're like sitting there the whole time.
Which is kind of true. Like, I think so. I've been to both. I
Uh-huh.
think for me, I think it's different, right? Like if you're going like with your like significant other, I think there's value and merit to going to like resorts and stuff. But if I'm like with my friends, there's just like way more to do in a city.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't know.
You
Going
want
to
to go to a
cities,
resort?
I think I prefer resorts.
With the boys.
Really?
With the boys? No. No, just in general the idea, because when I think of going to a city, it feels exhausting. It's just like you got to like
What?
go find yourself and navigate to all these places in a given amount of time, whereas a resort, like everything is there. Like here's a map that clearly defines where you can eat, like what you can play, and whatever you decide, it'll always be available to you.
Interesting. So then I have a follow-up question for both of you guys then. Do you have like a bucket list?
No.
No.
I mean, in a broad sense, maybe. Like, there are certain things I'd like to do before I die.
Like,
Like, I don't know, kiss a girl.
I think you've already accomplished that.
No, but like for real, like are there things you want to see, like things you want to do? Because I feel like having this like mindset that like it's exhausting to go to cities is like there's like not things you definitely want to do. Like it seems like you don't have a strong desire to do something.
Yeah, I mean, all of my bucket lists, like, as far as like travel locations go, they're all overseas.
Okay.
Like, none of it is domestic.
Really?
Like, I'm not dying to go to like Seattle.
You wouldn't want to like go see national parks in Seattle?
No, if I had to like make a wish thing, I'm not going to like Yosemite.
Okay, but it's not that. It's like
What?
you can plan a
I wanna
2-week
go.
trip. Yeah, right?
Yosemite? I mean, to be fair, I've been. But like, if you told me like any other national park anyway, I'd just be like,
Really?
yeah.
Okay, so you don't have like a passion, like you never want to like run a marathon, anything like that?
No.
No, of all
no,
things
no.
I'd want to do, why marathon?
Yeah, why?
The idea is there, but like, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Well, why do you think of things in terms of a bucket list?
No, I think it's good to set like, I guess similar term to bucket list is like benchmarks. Like I like to see where I am in life. And I'm like, okay, like obviously I have dreams of things I want to do. And I'm like, did I accomplish them when I wanted to accomplish them? It sort of just helps me like pace the trajectory of where I'm going and figure out if I'm going at the right speed, too slow, etc.
So what is a goal that you are looking to accomplish?
I mean, the next goal I think for me is like moving out of Houston.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily a goal that I have to hit like quickly. I think that goal is like 3 years out. Like I don't want to spend the entirety of my 20s in Houston.
Okay.
Oh, so you want to
Interesting.
move to a different city to live there like temporarily for a
you're-
year or two?
like, while I'm younger. Yeah, like without any commitments, without any like, you know.
Girlfriend?
Well, I mean, in terms of
All
just, like-
alone.
okay, bro. Obviously, it's easier to be flexible. Like if, like, let's say I entered a relationship, like obviously moving is like a huge deal, right? Like you can't just like pick up your life and move. Right now, I have that ability, and I feel like I owe it to myself to at least see something outside of Houston. Both of you guys grew up outside of Houston, but this is the city I grew up in. So
That is true.
That's true. But you did go to college in Austin, so.
yeah, but I think college also is its own like little bubble.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
it
Like-
is. It is.
Especially in Austin. I think like I know so many people that after college they were like, oh, I want to go back to Austin. Like Austin is like the pinnacle of Texas. I was like, okay, maybe it's the pinnacle of Texas if you want to give it that, but like go back. Like you're 24, 25, like you want to go to 6th Street? Like, you want to go like find where all those like underage people are going to bars?
Yikes.
It's like it definitely doesn't seem like as fantastic. So I think seeing the experience as a working professional is a lot different.
Yeah.
With money.
Yeah, with money. That's another thing.
Yeah. Disposable income.
Yeah, like now I can afford maybe not that 1 bedroom, 4 bedrooms.
It's true. That's true. Yeah. Oof, I mean, in that vein, I don't think of it as like a bucket list, but I always think like if I retired, like where would it be? Because then you're thinking, you know, for the end till the end of my life, this is gonna be the spot.
Retirement though? When are you trying to retire by?
As early as possible, please.
Are you the fire people?
Yes,
Wow. Okay.
but I'll probably never. Just seeing where I'm at.
Fire on paper.
Yeah,
Okay.
like in theory, like
Uh-huh.
I would, as much as I want to. I know it's probably not realistic. It's, you know, once you start growing your family and you know you have lifestyle creep. You know, as you grow older, there's gonna be more things you want, nicer things, and yeah, I can picture myself doing that.
Fire is what? Like financially independent, retire early?
Yeah.
That's what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, early is subjective, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think of, you know, where would I like to spend the end of my days?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's always somewhere random
See,
right
that's
now.
crazy because I don't think I've even somewhat considered my retirement location. Like, I like plan out my like life in like sprints. You know, I'm very agile.
Oh, okay. Very short term though.
I mean, I think that there's detriment to planning too far ahead because you sort of box off the options that you take. Like, I think one thing I've learned is just being flexible in life is just like miles better than being rigid. Like, if an opportunity presents itself, even if it's something you won't typically take, if it's like you have to weigh the option, right? Like, and a lot of the times it'll like derail what you thought your life was, like where you thought your life was going. But it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So
Yeah.
like with that regards, I think if I plan too far ahead, I'd isolate and lose out on so many opportunities because I tell myself that's not where I'm going, even if it's a better place.
Yeah, very valid. Yeah, but honestly, picking a retirement location, I don't think I'm not. It's not hard commit. It's just like,
That would be
where do I
cool.
like most?
Yeah.
In the U.S. of A., you know, where is the nicest spot that I'd like to kind of hang out?
So you would retire in the U.S. though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I'd go overseas. Yeah.
What about you, Vanessa?
I think it's like probably where friends are because like you're old, you're not gonna really do too much. So I think it'd just be nice to like get together, do what I don't know
Yeah,
older people
I'll-
do.
I'll DM you my
Play
care
some, like-
facility.
Pull up, bring the soju.
Sounds good.
I'm sure all they do. I'm pretty sure they do spend most of their days just drunk.
I mean, if
Hanging
you
out.
can do that on the medication you're on, but
Oh yeah, that's true.
for sure. Yeah. Interesting. So Vanessa, tell us, how was your trip to Asia?
Good.
Which one was your favorite?
What do you mean?
Which country?
I mean, I think whenever we go to China, it's always to visit family is the goal.
Uh-huh.
So we don't travel or do as much like touristy things, or you don't see as much. So the other country, Korea.
You like Korea the best?
I mean, it's just like what we did. We did more stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Because like there's some days in China where we like didn't really do anything. It was like chilling, or
Yeah, that's what happens when you travel with family, I think.
Mhm.
So do you prefer traveling with family or friends?
friends.
Friends? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, family you can do stuff at home,
Mm-hmm.
but then when you're traveling, they get tired more often, I guess.
So
So we do less.
why did you go to China this time?
To see a cousin's wedding.
A cousin's wedding.
Mm.
How was the wedding?
It was good.
Was it very traditional?
Not really. I mean, I don't have a benchmark, but we've done we did like games and stuff that were traditional, like
Mhm.
don't let the groom in unless he can answer some questions.
Oh.
And if he can't answer the questions, he has to give like the red packet envelopes of
Oh, yeah.
money. So it was like very traditional games, but I heard a lot of the stuff was cut out. But it was still like more complex than a US wedding, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Were you part of the planning at all while you were there?
No, I mean I helped out with some of the decorations and whatnot, but
Interesting.
Is your cousin younger or older than you?
older,
Older.
6
Okay.
years.
Yeah, I don't know. Family weddings are scary for me.
Why?
I feel like I just get asked too many questions. Like too many
Oh,
aunts and uncles are coming up to me and it's like, "Oh, I see you're with your parents." Like, where's your girlfriend? It's like, aren't you getting married?
this young?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
The thing is, I got married pretty young
Yeah.
compared to all of my cousins anyway. So there was never a time where they were like, when are you getting married? You know?
Yeah.
I just never reached that age before they could do that. So, and as far as like, where's your girlfriend? Like,
What, you always had one?
no,
Yeah.
it's not even that. It's not even that. It's just,
But it was that.
no, I don't think they would snoop more.
Did your
Like, do your
parents know about all
pictures?
your girlfriends?
Yeah, no, they did.
Oh, wow.
They did. Yeah.
Interesting.
Would you introduce them all?
I introduced most. I didn't have that many. It's like,
Wait, I'm curious. Were your parents surprised when you announced you were gonna get married like pretty early?
I'm not too sure. I told them over the phone.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, I
so
didn't-
you can see.
Yeah. But they were very open to it. It wasn't like they were sitting me down and asking me like, "Are you sure?" It was just to them. It was just, yeah. Like, oh, congrats. Yeah. Wow,
yeah.
you're so young though.
Nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't this like those like videos you see online where like they're crying and like we're all hugging. No, it's just I picked up the phone. I'm like I'm gonna propose like next month, just so you guys know. I think it did catch my sister off guard though,
Oh, really?
because she's only a year younger than me.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she never just expected that milestone to appear so soon.
Yeah, especially with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But what about you, Vanessa? When you were on your trip, do you think you got any sort of those questions?
No. I mean, I was also like the foreigner, like very obviously a foreigner. So I don't think people really tried to talk to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
interesting. Even though it was family.
And I mean, my mom's side of the family is not that big. Like, we're pretty small. So I think a lot of the family there was like the groom's side.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they were like, I don't know who that is. Like, why is she here in the
So
first place?
You got out of jail for free.
Mhm.
Do you think you get those kind of questions from your parents?
No.
That's good. Interesting.
So no expectations or no pressure to get married or anything like that yet?
No.
Do you
No?
think you'll ever see that?
I mean, when I get to like 30s and
Oh,
up.
30s.
Because then it's like biological clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you're going to have a tough time
Give-
having children.
give me
you know?
grandchildren.
Yeah. I mean, they have my brother for that.
Yeah.
Because
gotcha,
he's like
gotcha.
the line, right? The family line.
Interesting.
So his kids are more important than my kids.
Oh,
I mean,
calm
like,
down.
like having them in a sense, you know.
Interesting. I think that's one of the things unique. I think out of all of the people in this friend group, I think there's more older siblings than younger siblings. But you are one of the younger siblings.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which again is why I'm never like the mom, you know. I'm like,
Oh, interesting. How do you think growing up as a younger sibling was? Were you like happy that you were the younger sibling?
yeah.
Really? You
'Cause-
never once were like, dang, I'm so jealous of my older brother.
No, because like he paved the way. Like I could stay out late because he already did that.
But
you
you
know?
recognize that? I feel like so many
Yeah.
younger siblings just take that for granted.
No.
Oh, for myself, I usually see like the parents are usually a little bit stricter with the first
Yeah.
one.
Hmm.
'Cause they're like,
Yeah.
we gotta be careful, we don't mess him up, all that stuff. And then the second one, it's like, man, I'm so tired, I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Go do whatever you want, just come
Right.
home.
It's either that or like I remember talking to my parents and they were like, "Yeah, you like turned out fine." So we figured like it was just easier to take care of a kid. I was like, "Well, maybe all those
Exactly.
times you yelled at me made me who I was."
Yeah, but
Interesting.
my sister was, she wasn't rebellious or adventurous very much. So my parents were stricter with me and I was wilder. Yeah.
So they had reason to be, is what I'm hearing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think you get along better with like older siblings or younger siblings? Like if you meet like a friend, are they typically like younger siblings?
I mean, like, I don't know. My closer friends, most of them have younger siblings.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I
Here's
feel
a
like
twist on that though.
uh,
Do you think couples
uh-huh.
are usually like the oldest, youngest,
Uh-huh.
or do you think they're mixed?
You know, my mom told me when she was telling me like what kind of boyfriend to get, she was like, you should get someone who has younger siblings.
Oh.
But, you know, Hero is the youngest. And she also said not to get a guy with hairy legs, which he also has.
What, really?
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean in China or
Well, she
anywhere?
was just like, if you have a daughter, then they might get the hairy leg
Oh
genes.
my god.
So I'm assuming your dad is hairless.
He doesn't have hair on his legs. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
That's
That's quite impressive.
no, it's just
Very specific.
very specific want.
Two criteria.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few others, but yeah.
I think like I get the younger like having a younger sibling thing, but I think I've also seen the counterpart. Like I know people have talked about how like it's good growing up like with an older sibling as well, just because I don't know. You have to like learn to not be as spoiled.
Really?
Yeah, well like you have to like overcome that. Like someone who's not spoiled and has older siblings is someone who's like gone through change.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The younger one is usually spoiled.
Yeah.
Yes, the younger one usually does get spoiled. Do you think you're spoiled?
I mean, I got more benefits than my brother did.
Oh yeah.
But the
Yeah.
self-awareness is good. As an older brother, I appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
Because I remember all the times my little brother was just like, oh, you don't know how it was. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you always went out when you were like my age. I was like, my parents let me out of the house like once a year. And you're going out to like the movies every other week and you're saying that you have it tough? I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Interesting though.
I mean, my brother does make comments like that. He's like, "Oh, you got a car, but I didn't." Like he'll say stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first like Hallmark, and it's different because I think you and your sister may be only a year apart, so it's a little bit different. But me and my brother were like 4.5 years apart, so it'll be like, the first Hallmark was when we got our phones,
Oh.
especially like a smartphone, because like my parents got me my first phone when I was in 6th grade, but it was like limited, like only text and talk, right? It was like a flip phone.
Okay.
So like, no internet, no apps, no games, nothing like that. Just to call them to tell them to pick me up from school. And if I get lost, I can like call the cops.
Yeah.
And then the iPhone started rolling around, right? And I remember when my brother was in kindergarten, he asked my parents for an iPhone. And
What?
like they
No
were
way.
like, nah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He knew what iPhones were at that age.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was a little
Gen
bit different.
Zers.
It was really strange because I went to like a private school, so I saw everyone around me had these like phones. Like I didn't have I had a flip phone, and everyone had like the newest iPhone. And like we got to 8th grade, and I got my first iPhone. It was like the iPhone 4, and I was like, wow, it's square. That's pretty cool. But I remember around the same time, maybe a year later, is when my brother got his phone, and I was like, what happened? What happened here? Like you waited until 8th grade to give me a phone with internet capability. My little brother got it when he was like in 4th grade.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
that's not okay.
My story's a little different.
Oh.
Mine was more drastic. I didn't have a phone. My dad refused to believe that phones were necessary at my age.
Okay.
How old
And-
was that?
All throughout high school.
You didn't have a phone in high school?
No. Yeah, and the thing is, he'd always be like, I mean, when I was very young, he'd be like, you know, how many friends have a phone? And I'd be like, oh, you know, maybe half.
Yeah.
He'd be like, how many of them have email? And I'd be like, all of them? And he's like, okay, so email, you can email everyone. So that should be. And here's the thing: as I got into high school, and now I'm in the U.S.
Yeah.
and everyone has a phone now. Like you can't say this is we're fully into like iPhone 4, iPhone 3 GS, iPhone 4 territory, and I was like, okay, it's high time I got a phone. And geez, my sister, she didn't have as big of a social life, so she had no need for a phone. And he'd be like, she doesn't need a phone. Your sister doesn't need a phone. And he'd be like, hey, do you need a phone? And my sister would be like, no, I don't need a phone. And my dad would be like, see, you can function without a phone. Do you know how hard it is to socialize with people your age if you don't have a phone?
I'm even more impressed about your high school girlfriends.
You email her when to meet for a
Oh
date.
my God. You know,
Did you send her like a Google Calendar
Oh my
when you were
God.
going out?
no,
Like,
I would
holding
like,
hands in the hallway, 2:15 p.m.
no,
Ew.
it wasn't even that. It's like, so like during the school day,
Uh-huh.
I essentially can't communicate with anyone
Uh-huh.
because I don't have a phone. So it's like as soon as I get home, immediately I get on Facebook because everyone like messages through Facebook anyway.
Uh-huh.
So it's like my day starts with Facebook after school ends. It's like during school, like you know when everyone's like texting each other like, oh, we're gonna go here and hang out. It's like I'm clueless. It's like where is that? I guess everyone else is also going home. It's just sad.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you have a phone now, so it's okay.
I didn't really go anywhere after school. I just went home.
Yeah.
So
Same.
you had a phone?
Yeah.
We should have a program where people without social lives
Okay,
can
calm
give their
down.
phones
Calm
to people with one.
My phone had other advantages. You can just like I feel like
Browse the internet.
no, like
Where are you going with this, Paul?
I mean, I think it's just like helpful. Like, how else are you gonna ask? Oh, I guess you would just go on Facebook to help ask people for help with the homework, right? Vanessa, I know you're pretty close with a lot of your childhood friends, and then you've stayed pretty close with them over the years. What is it like making new friends now? Do you think you are like looking for new friends? You're like accepting of new friends, or like don't really want to find new friends?
No, I like our group. I'm happy with our group. I guess like actually the people you've met as childhood friends, they're not like the original childhood friends actually.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like the middle school, high school childhood friends.
Then where did the original ones go?
I've kind of lost touch with them. Like
Okay.
we don't really
Okay.
talk anymore.
But I think like middle school and high school is still like decently long.
Formative years,
Yeah.
puberty years.
Yeah.
I keep going back to this, but puberty bonding.
Paul loves talking about puberty. It's kind of
Or-
concerning.
I feel like childhood friends are the ones that you make because you're forced together.
Oh yeah,
like,
like family friends.
family
Like your
friends.
parents are always hanging out.
Yeah. So like those are my real childhood friends, and they're like the I guess Chinese group, but like the group I became friends with in high school, middle school, or like they're like all Taiwanese, which was kind of strange. But
Taiwanese people are strange.
or no, it's just like it's just like strange to think about. I moved from like a Chinese group, like mainland Chinese group, to like a more Taiwanese group. You know.
Oh, interesting.
Who'd you like better?
Okay, calm down.
Oh,
Is there, no, sorry. Is there a
Paul's trying to
cultural
start a race
difference
war
between
on
the two?
podcast.
no.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
just circumstance.
I think the Taiwanese group is more chill. Like their parents are less strict.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Was there ever like a family friend who your parents kind of shipped you with?
Oh,
Like
you
a
should-
guy?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like
No.
when my daughter grows up, she's gonna marry your
No, no,
son.
no.
Not shipped, but definitely compared to.
Oh,
Like
compared you to a
brains.
Yeah, or like they just like randomest things. It would be like so one sided too. You know, like I'm sure we all grew up being compared to someone like academically,
okay.
but then like the second someone was like good at something athletically, it doesn't matter that their academics are so much worse than you. They're like a star tennis player, and it's all because they spend like 8 hours a day practicing tennis on the weekend, stuff like that.
Oh, so you're saying if they're good at one thing, suddenly their whole status is
Yeah.
elevated?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not at all how it worked for me.
Really?
For us, it was like
You had to be objectively better.
no. In high school, it was like there was like a Korean mom association,
Okay.
and honestly, it was just like these moms, like instead of gossiping, it's just like talking about whose kid is best at what.
Oh.
Yeah. It's extremely
no.
toxic. And yeah, so if one kid is good at something like tennis, all the other moms will probably put him down for like, but he's not that good at anything else.
Okay. Honestly, it kind of worked that way.
Yeah.
But like, I'm talking at least to me. To me, it
Oh,
was like
okay.
that. But to other moms, like my mom would be like, "All right, what's my bargaining chip?" Like,
Yeah, exactly,
like,
exactly.
what are we going in with?
Vishal, what was your last test score?
choose your strongest grade, your strongest like extracurricular.
yeah, exactly. Like popularity or something.
And they'd be like playing like Yu-Gi-Oh. You fell into my trap. You talked about tennis.
yeah.
Dang.
Did you know that? Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Did your parents ever do that? Like,
Compare you,
yeah, and also put that pressure on you to
Yeah.
be better than
than the other
someone.
kids around you.
I mean, I don't think it was as strong. It was like, oh, she's valedictorian, but it wasn't like, we expect you to be valedictorian kind of thing. Or I mean, my brother was already like top child,
Oh,
so they already
okay.
had a golden.
That must be really nice to
Yeah.
just, you know.
You can just be like, we already got it. Like,
yeah.
yeah. For me, it was the other way around. Like, my little brother was valedictorian.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's the one who went to like an honors CS program. He's the one with like a FANG internship after his sophomore year. I'm just like, dude, you gotta accomplish less. Like, the bar was low. You don't have to like jump on top of it. Like a pull-up will suffice.
It's not a contest, bro. It's not a competition.
Yeah. No, but interesting. I think that's like part of the reason I probably grew apart from some of my childhood friends, like constantly being compared to them, and like I guess like a semi-toxic environment, like of comparison. Like it like somewhat forcibly drives you away, even if it's not by like choice.
Oh, you just associate them with like,
Yeah, like,
you're the
that's
reason why my
competition.
mom beat me that time.
Okay, calm down. But it's like yeah, that's the reason I was like constantly compared. And like when you make your own friends later on, it's not because of the pressures of like you don't like deal with them, like talking about that.
Yeah.
So, but you mentioned that you're like something that stuck out. You said you're happy with the friend group now. So do you think you make, or are you comfortable with still making friends outside of a group? Like, would you still make friends that you would see that like, you know, like didn't meet up in the friend group?
It's like almost like Vishal has someone he wants to introduce
No.
to us, and he's
What?
like,
No, it's just like interesting because like I think obviously the group was formed when a lot of people like came together, but
Yeah.
like you still made friends before the group, right? And like maybe
oh yeah, did you have who was your main friend group before this one?
I mean, it was the people, the childhood friends that you met.
but in Houston.
I mean, one of them is in Houston,
Right.
so we used to hang out. But I think during COVID, I didn't have as much of a friend group. There was like another coworker who I called my work wife. We used to hang out together a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
But it wasn't like a group. Like actually me finding a friend group is more rare than me finding one-on-one friends.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Here's a thought I had. I think that all the people who are part of this friend group has been approved by Vanessa.
Approved.
Not directly, but in almost like a very nuanced way.
What do you mean?
I don't even think it's that nuanced. No, I agree with you.
Right?
What?
It's like if we brought someone and Vanessa doesn't like them, I don't think they'd come back.
Yeah, they didn't stick.
Yeah.
Who have you brought that I didn't
We're
like
not
and
doxing
rejected?
anyone. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
come on an interview later and air out their
Yeah.
grievances. but- No, I think it's true to an extent. Like, let's see, because like obviously I brought a lot of my friends
Yeah.
that I knew independently, and I think I probably out of the friend group I knew everyone independently before the group was formed.
Mm-hmm.
I think with like the exception of like I didn't really know Doug all that well before the group
Mm-hmm.
because I think Doug was closer friends with you. You brought like Doug into the group.
Yeah.
So like about that, right? You were friends with Doug before the friend group, but like you sought out like an individual like relationship instead of like a friend group type deal, right?
With Doug?
Yeah.
Oh, he was part of the with the work wife friend group,
Gotcha.
but I wasn't as close with him before. But it was because he was in Houston still that we started to hang out, and then I brought him into this friend group, I guess.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, in terms of like Vanessa vetting the friend group, I think
I don't
one
get
of the
those
interesting ones- one of the interesting ones, because we were friends with Rachel and we climbed with Rachel, but like
Right.
Rachel didn't like hang out a bunch with us afterwards. But then you were like, wow, I
I like Rachel.
Oh.
yeah. So to that regards, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe Vanessa did do the vetting of the friend.
Yeah.
I feel like I just like introduce people and Vanessa just goes like,
Oh no! It has to start like this. It starts like this.
like gladiator style.
Yeah.
Finish them.
Doesn't that just mean I like will invite people without asking the group?
What do you mean?
Like, I invited Rachel to join us and hang out more. Then does that mean I just freely decided to bring them?
No.
Or
Well, I mean,
what?
okay. Do you mean like freely in like a bad or a good way?
I don't know. Neutral?
Oh, neutral. I mean, like, no. I think
I don't think it goes like that. I
Yeah.
think it's more just like
I think there are people that are easier like to mesh with more people. Like I think I get along with like a great variety of people. So if there was like somebody that didn't fit with the group, it probably wouldn't be me being the one that felt that way.
I guess for Vanessa's case, so it's more of a positive thing. It's
Yeah.
like if she likes someone,
Yeah.
she'll be like, "Yo, you should invite
Yeah,
them again,"
yeah,
or
yeah.
like, "Oh, let's do this event," and it might be centered around
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But clearly, she wouldn't do that for someone she doesn't like.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah, so it's not like I don't like this person, kick them out. It's
Yeah,
more like I like
exactly.
this person, so let's do more
More
with them.
consistently
Yeah,
involve
so it's
them.
like positive reinforcement in a way. But I guess the next natural question is, what kind of people do you like?
Yeah, what like qualities in a person do
Yeah.
you think like stick out to you? Like, why are you friends with us,
Yeah.
Vanessa?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the group became the group, if that makes sense. Like, we just hung out and climbing a few times, and then all of a sudden, we're also hanging out outside of climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I drove for that pretty hard at the beginning. Like after every time we went climbing, I'd be like, "Does anyone want to go to Buff Brew?"
Oh,
I remember
that.
And I would do
I'm-
that like pretty much every other Friday.
But I guess it goes to like, you had other friends, but not all of them meshed
Yeah.
exactly, which is why like it's like only partial. Some of them have become
Yeah.
part of this friend group, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot where it's just like, I guess Vanessa didn't like them enough, so we don't see them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think also like by the same merit, like not everyone necessarily gave Vanessa the same attention. Like I think you and Rachel were able to connect more,
Hmm.
so like probably that's the reason they meshed more. But I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
interesting stuff.
I mean, it all worked out. It's just when you really think about how, I feel like Vanessa's always in there somehow. The way I see it, from how I've been looking at it. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like maybe I've been helping plan more of the events,
probably. Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, we recently had an event planned in recent events.
Oh yes, yes,
Very
we
exciting.
did.
What did we do, Paul?
We gave Hero a birthday surprise. Yeah, we went. We gave him a nice 6 a.m.
We
morning.
home invaded him.
We didn't home invade.
We were home invader.
See, another rebellious streak of Vanessa's. It's like you would think she would shut it down, but she's actually like, let's try it.
Yeah. For context, it was Hero's birthday.
Yes.
We were trying to plan a surprise party, and I think Paul had a concert in the afternoon, so he wanted to do a surprise that I think he could attend. So he jokingly mentioned, or hopefully jokingly mentioned.
It's not a joke.
Okay, it didn't turn out to be a joke, unfortunately, but he suggested that we get to Hero's house by 6 in the morning before he woke up and scare him.
No, not scare him. I thought we would like surround his bed and he would wake up like, wow, all my friends are here. I am loved. I didn't.
Are you gonna ask him about that when he gets on?
Yeah, that we want Hero's perspective as well. But so I was like, because Vanessa started a secret group chat and she was like, I want to throw him a surprise party. And I was like, you know what? Surprise parties in the evening, they're kind of a cliche. You want to really surprise someone? Do it in the morning, like before the sun is up.
Which is true.
Yeah, it is like, very valid.
I've done a surprise party for Hero before, and it was at night. So I was like, morning sounds cool, like fun.
Yeah.
It's because also like, you know, when you try to do a surprise party at night, like you have to go through the whole day like, oh yeah, we're not doing anything. But you obviously wouldn't not do anything for your partner.
Yeah, it's funny because we did both.
Yeah.
But
you know, he was telling me he got surprised at the one in the evening.
Yeah.
And I asked him why.
Yeah, I think he also thought we were home invading.
And he's never been home invaded. I asked him. Yeah.
The funniest part, so I was there, and like when he told us he thought there were intruders, he just sort of like walked up the stairs like there was nothing in hand. Like he didn't have like a weapon or like a bat, but he heard rustling, so he just thought like he was gonna walk up and see some people robbing him. But yeah, so you propagated that, right?
Oh yeah.
Which one did you like better, morning or evening?
Me or him?
You. Yeah, we'll ask Hero later too, but
I mean, the morning one was a bit early for me normally.
no, it ruined my whole day actually.
Really?
Like I got back and
You just didn't want to work?
yeah, but I had to do some work, and by like lunchtime, I was just like my mind was just crapped out.
Because you were tired.
Yeah, and I took a nap, and that still didn't help. It's not enough. You know,
I was in the office after that. So.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
But did it make your day more exciting because you were like, ha ha ha?
I think it stretched my day out so much because I woke up at 5, then I went to work, then we went climbing, and then we did the surprise party in the evening, and then it was 3 the next day when I went home. So I was like, what?
Yeah, for me it was like the peak of the day had already been touched, you know?
Yeah.
Like all that adrenaline, all that excitement, like 6 a.m. It got spent. Like we had breakfast. For some reason, it felt like I needed to go back to sleep and like wait until the next day. But I had a piano concert to go to at night. So yeah, it threw my day off so bad.
So that's good, Vishal. Nothing coming for you, probably.
Yeah, that sounds like what I'm hearing.
But I think it's stuff like this that'll be like, it lasts in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some Hero might call it trauma, but I call it a memory, a core memory.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you like drama? Like, if there's no drama in your life, do you get bored?
No, I really don't like drama.
Really?
I think at this age, like, I feel ashamed if I become part of drama.
Do you think you're part of drama right now?
No.
Do you think there's people around you that's in drama that you've like influenced?
No, I don't think there's any drama in this friend group.
Okay.
Am I really out of touch?
I mean, like, not in the friend group, but like people in the friend group and whatever's going on in their lives.
Oh.
Like, I think when I bring you like things, you love it. You love hearing about like the stories.
Oh no, it's entertaining, yes, but myself, do I want to be part of
personal
drama?
drama. Like, you like drama surrounding you that you're not involved in. It's entertainment, right?
I mean, not in our friend group drama, but
Yeah.
outside our friend group drama.
It's interesting because they're strange scenarios.
Yeah.
If it's very common,
Yeah,
like if
that's
it's
boring.
if it's boring drama, then no. But if it's creative and I've never heard of anything like it, then yes.
Okay.
But do I like being part of drama? No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you like there being drama.
No, that's like asking me, do I like fun stories? It's yeah.
So you're saying that's not a question?
No, it's like it doesn't have to
It's a
be
given.
drama. Like anything interesting you bring to me, I would enjoy.
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be drama.
I feel
drama,
like you like meddling. Like you like being able to impact the outcome of a certain thing.
No, you're talking about my younger self. In this age, at this maturity level, no.
All right. We'll pretend like Paul doesn't go, you should say this to this person. What about you, Vanessa? Do you think you like being like there being drama? Do you think it's entertaining? Or would you rather everything just be like calm?
I mean, within the friend group, I prefer no drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to hear about the juicy things that you bring back. Yeah.
Oh, you like gossip?
I like, because Vishal or Newton would always have something fun to talk about, you know?
Mm. Are you big
Got
into
the
gossip?
tea. Yeah, probably too much. I mean, I don't think I seek out gossip. Okay, wait, hold up. I'm gonna lie.
Are you part of drama?
No, I
I'd say
don't think Vishal's part of it.
Are you sure?
I think there may be people who are beefing with me, and I'm not beefing with them.
Where does that put you then?
I guess that's still gossip or like drama.
You're part of drama.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't like that though. I'd squash it, but I mean, I get told I'm a very stubborn person, and like I think it's true. Like I don't think I can refute that. So I think with that territory just comes like disagreements, and like I'm not necessarily super willing to give up my position, especially if I don't hear something that's like compelling. A lot of the time people will just say like it's not like that, and then they won't like rationalize it, or they won't tell me why it's not like that. And not hearing logic really upsets me.
So you're involved in a lot of drama, huh?
Why is your voice suddenly so quiet?
No, not by choice.
Not by choice?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
I don't know.
People just,
If it keeps finding you,
I mean, I could have a disagreeable personality.
that's true.
Do you think I have a disagreeable personality?
No, but you do take. You're very vocal about the things that you believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True,
so,
true.
so yeah, I mean, is there a specific topic that you're usually more vocal about?
No, I think most of it comes down to I definitely have like a history of overthinking things.
Okay.
And I think with overthinking things, I don't just like overthink them. I like really research them.
Okay.
Like I really try to find like the root cause. And I think like I've put in so much effort to like do the research and like figure out like why I did something or like why this has happened, and like the stances that I create as a result of that, of like overthinking, are so like solidified in my brain.
Okay.
So like unless you provide something that seems like reasonable or like rational, I'll just be like, no, that's dumb. Like give me a better reason. Like I think what always annoyed me, like for the longest time, I was like, I think still to this day, I hate it if you dislike me just because you dislike me. Like if you dislike me because of X, sure, you know? But like if you, like some people are just like, oh, like I just don't like you.
Oh, this got very personal all of a sudden. What the hell? Okay, I mean,
But I feel like a lot of people might not vocalize it, or they'll be like, I
Yeah.
have a different opinion, but not like talk about it, especially if you don't care to like get close to them.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do you decide you want to vocalize or dive into it?
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess to me, it's like, if it's something about myself that other people don't like, I'm not just going to change just because somebody doesn't like me, but
Uh-huh.
I'd like to know the reason why they don't like me.
okay.
Like, just to understand their perspective. That doesn't mean I'll like change,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's cool to know why. Or I like knowing why.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's obviously a lot deeper, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I was more thinking like just typical stances, typical topics.
yeah.
But when it gets personal to that level, I feel I don't really have a desire to find out why someone doesn't like me, just because I don't really believe it does you that much good. Like maybe if it's constructive, But then again, someone who dislikes you just for you being you, they're not going to have much constructive feedback.
Yeah, that's what I dislike.
Oh, okay. Someone who's just not very helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Someone who's just like, yeah, I just don't like you. That's just like infuriating.
Let's try this. Why don't we go around in a circle and give one reason why someone didn't like us?
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Well, I think I did mine. Like, I know I'm a stubborn person,
Okay.
so I definitely don't mesh well with other stubborn people. Like, one quality in people that I really like, I wish I had, is like people can look at stubborn people and be like, oh, they're stubborn. I can't do that. Like, when I find another stubborn person, I'm like, you're wrong.
Wait, but a lot of people tell me I'm stubborn.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
Who says that?
Yeah, who
Except
says
for
that?
Hero.
I mean, like,
Boyfriends don't count.
other friends too.
Really?
What have you been stubborn about?
I don't remember, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Huh. I feel whenever we tell you to try something, you're pretty open to it.
Yeah, I could give you like a list of 100 like adjectives that I'd use to describe you, and I don't think stubborn
Yeah.
would like fall anywhere on that list.
I mean, maybe if there's something I want to do, I'll do it. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, I
not
think
do
I think
it.
you're like strong-willed. Like if there's something you want to do, you'll do it. But I think stubbornness comes with the negative side of it, where you'll sometimes irrationally.
Yeah, it's like unreasonable to the level of like how much you won't budge on
Yeah.
a certain thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe you as stubborn
Yeah.
though. Interesting.
We have good news for you. You're not stubborn.
Mm.
You're strong-willed.
I'll take that.
Yeah, so a different one.
Something someone has not liked about you.
Yeah.
See, no one has anything bad to say about
I
Vanessa.
mean, I think I'm more like Paul. Like if someone doesn't like me, then we just won't interact. You know, like I'm not gonna be like, so why are we not friends? Or I don't know. You know.
What if you hear it through the grapevine? You know, like, oh, I heard so and so doesn't like you because.
Oh yeah. Do you
Yeah.
start drama, or will you like act the same with them?
I mean, I don't remember any of these cases.
So you've never had like beef with anybody?
It might not be that. It's just like I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
my memory's hazy.
High school was a long time ago.
could be college. Who knows who you've had beef with?
You go first, Paul.
Oh, see,
Um,
she's diverting.
and we'll come back to her
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, for sure,
But
for sure.
yeah, I mean, let's see, something not obvious. You know, like
What are the obvious ones?
obvious ones probably like they didn't think I was funny. They didn't really appreciate my comments.
Have there been people who just like straight up have started disliking you because of that?
Absolutely, yeah. You can't say the things that I do and get away with it.
I mean, didn't your like wife dislike you until she didn't?
Yeah, but again, she's the exception here because most people, I don't really try to turn their opinion. Yeah.
So you actively tried to make her view you differently.
Mm,
Because I always thought that was interesting. Like I heard all the stories and I was like, how did it end up different? I guess.
I think we'll find out more about that
yeah.
when we have
Really?
Ruth on the podcast.
Okay.
But while I'm here, she can contest it later on whenever she joins. But I think it's because I think at the core, this sounds so weird coming from, but I think I'm a good friend. So if I care about someone, like you can tell I'm invested in your success and you doing well. And in college, when I started showing that side of myself and started like helping her with school, started helping her, when she was stressed, like and I'm guessing it's terrible,
Ooh.
but it's even more drastic when you go from like, I guess, kind of harassing someone to suddenly showing them a very caring side.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, someone might even say that's almost manipulative.
Like you negged her?
No, but yeah, I think, I think there's charm in seeing a side of someone that you never expected to see. So for myself, from her perspective, it's like, oh, this idiot who keeps saying weird stuff to me and keeps bothering me is suddenly not so bad. And I think there's charm in that. So that's probably what it was. Yeah.
I
You should
see.
try that, Vishal. Do something that's totally unlike you. Show us a side of you that we never expect.
What would that even be? I feel like you've seen so many sides of me.
Yeah, so show me one that I haven't seen.
Like just
Ooh, why are you showing Paul?
yeah, that's true. That's a good question. Why does he want that?
Yeah. The thing is, I haven't seen Vishal. Actually, no, I have. I have seen Vishal with a girl he likes. But the thing is, Vishal doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like some guys, they like try to act cooler or something. But Vishal is just...
I think Vishal
Is
and
that a
Newton are
dig?
both.
I'm trying to figure that out.
No, it's not a dig. It's like,
it's like, if you like someone, damn, show it.
So it was a dig. It was a dig.
I don't think it's a dig. I think it's pretty
Commendable.
commendable when people are the same when they interact with everyone. It's like they're confident in their self, their person.
It is a little cringy when someone tries to, like, who they are, and they try to act like someone they're not. Which is probably why when someone's trying to like act cool or show off a little and it's not them, and we're just like, what is he doing? Or what is she doing? Yeah. But yeah, going back to, what people have said they don't like about me. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else right now, but yeah, number one is just sometimes I just make insensitive comments or I comment on so many things that I'm bound to, probability wise, to hit something that you're sensitive about.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny. Suddenly, oh wait, that one's not funny, but this is funny. And I lose track of which one hit and which one didn't.
Yeah, honestly, that was probably me at first too. Like I think I remember going up to like Vanessa and being like, I don't think Paul likes me. Like every time we like hang out, he just like makes comments about me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? Like, did I do something to this guy?
But now you guys are doing a podcast together.
That's true.
Yeah.
He manipulated me successfully.
That
I
is true.
charmed
He
you.
was
I
like
charmed you.
aggressive towards you in the beginning, and now he's all friendly. And maybe it's the formula he uses.
Dang, you got this figured out.
Works every time.
No one should try this. on me, at least.
All right, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Did we come up with an answer? Something someone has disliked about you?
I mean, what I hear is like stubborn.
Stubborn? Jeez, I guess we just don't know Vanessa yet.
Do you think you've changed since that time, or do you think people have like still call you stubborn?
Your parents don't count.
Yeah.
I mean, probably less stubborn.
Do you think you've changed like actively, or you think you're just less stubborn? Like, do you think you've like taken measures to like try to like think about things more and like not be as stubborn?
No.
It just happened.
I mean, maybe it's just we are not in college anymore, and you have more personal space. That it's like you don't get on each other's nerves as much.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
your nerves are not like okay.
Yeah, we're all more chill because we have time alone. We get to do things we want to do by ourselves. Like,
That's a great
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting considering that you're still pretty good friends with some of your roommates. Like, I had two. I'm still close with one. That's 50% chance, a success rate, I guess.
Nice.
What's your success rate?
Like close friends? I don't think I'm close friends with
Or like,
anybody.
as long as you guys don't hate each other.
Yeah, that's like, let's see. 2 out of 4.
So half.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Half. Okay, so we're there. But yours is pretty strong. You're like what?
I've had 5 roommates.
Okay.
I'm not in touch with one of them anymore.
Yeah, 80%. That's
pretty good.
That's really strong.
Oh, well, I guess I have 2 current roommates, and I'm not beefing with them, so I guess I can.
Yeah, I'm very curious because that's the concern. They always say don't live with your friends.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, he's my landlord, so it's okay.
Yeah, they also say don't start a business with your friends, and yet here we are doing a podcast.
Is this a business? When's the merch coming out?
Ooh.
I don't even know what the
I
merch.
kind of want to make merch, honestly.
You
like,
wanna make merch?
ironically or unironically, I want to make a logo.
It has to be ironic. You have to make it ironic. If you make it unironic and you try too hard and it looks weird or it's lame, then it's just sad.
But making everything, anything that's unironic starts off as being ironic.
Yeah.
So you mean like when we go climbing, we're gonna have to wear the merch
Yeah,
together?
you'll have a little
Gosh.
hoodie that says Peak Connections on it,
Oh.
and then we'll give you your episode number.
Oh.
You can have
Ooh.
3 on the back of yours.
Oh, that's an
Wait.
interesting idea.
I interviewed at a company where they did that.
Really?
Like, if you were in the very beginning, you were there from the very beginning, you'd have like an employee number, like a football number almost.
That's cool.
Is it?
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't think it's cool.
What's cool then, Paul?
No, it's just like you see someone walk by with a 4 on their back, you're like, whoa, he's 4? No one would be like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to cut it.
Yeah,
Thanks for being our second guest on the podcast.
Woohoo!
yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Thanks for having me. Was super nervous at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Am a little less nervous now.
Honestly, it's just us recording ourselves talking.
Yeah.
It's just weird because the 3 of us have never hung out, just the 3 of us.
I
Yeah.
think that's right. Yeah.
True.
That's what makes it weird, I think.
Mm.
It's not so much the mics or the setup. It's just, when have we ever just like said, Vishal, Vanessa, meet me and only meet me at this
Yeah.
location?
I mean, also the recording, because it feels like everything can be incriminated.
Are you kidding me?
Right?
Have you not heard any of the other episodes? Like, I'm leading by example here.
I mean, you guys have clipped stuff out, but you still have it saved, right?
Like,
So-
I don't even think the stuff that Vishal says is that incriminating.
I've never said anything incriminating. Every clip that's ever been cut is for Paul's safety.
No, that's not true.
Or Newton's safety.
No, that's still not true.
It's pretty true. But
Yeah. No, it was great. I still think Vanessa is someone that I see very often, yet I know very little about. Like, yeah, we'll hang out, we'll make jokes, we'll talk, but I think Vanessa keeps a lot of stuff like close to the chest, you know? Right? I think she has a lot of skeletons in her closet.
What?
maybe
Do
for
you
a
feel
future
that way?
episode.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way, Michelle?
I'm not sure. I feel like there are definitely things we don't know about.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Like Vanessa is very careful and very guarded about the things she says sometimes. It makes me wonder what is there exactly.
I can only think of that one thing. But
Yeah.
besides that, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's for a future episode.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
crack down on that
Yeah.
eventually.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You
I
Well,
look
survived-
forward
you
to the
survived
next
this
episode.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. This has been Peak Connections.
Peak connections.
Peak connections.
You know, we'll be back hopefully next week for episode 4, and see you then.
Yeah.
Who's on the menu?
That's
It's a surprise.
There's always a surprise.
They'll get the group DM with
Yeah.
me saying, "Yo, when you free."
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks.